musically musical teachers, and welcome to today's video where we are going to be talking about my favorite Lunar New Year activities that I use in my elementary music room to celebrate Chinese New Year with my students. For those that are new around here, my name is Rainey Barton. I teach elementary music and also middle school musical theater in Central Florida. I've been teaching for 8 years, and I created this channel to help other music teachers instill a love and appreciation of music in the heart of every child. I'm going to do that through lesson ideas, tips, strategies, tricks, all of the different sorts of things. So if you are interested in that, please like and subscribe down below so that you can get videos every Monday and you are able to help my channel grow. I truly appreciate each and every one of you that watches my videos each and every week. And like I mentioned already, we are going to be talking today about Lunar New Year, also known as Chinese New Year or the Spring Festival. And so I figured I would talk a little bit about the origins of Lunar New Year, why it's important and all of that. And then we are going to talk about specific lessons that I do in my classroom. And none of these were created by me because homegirl knew not a lot, honestly, until like 2 years ago. And I wanted to make sure that I was doing the due diligence needed to teach about different cultures in my classroom, because there are students I have that are from China or other students that are of Asian descent. And so it's really cool for them to be able to see their history presented to them, which I actually have a video coming on that in the near future about teaching songs from other cultures. But my number one thing that I'm going to say in this video is do not teach a holiday just because you think you should. If you can't explain to your students the importance of it and why you are doing it, don't just do it to check a box. Like, don't just celebrate Black History Month to say, I did Black History songs, or Hispanic Heritage Month to say, I did Hispanic Heritage songs. And also do them throughout different parts of the year. I'm just sharing this video now because this is when you're going to be looking for it. But you can do these songs year round. So I'm going to be looking down for this section because I did not memorize my Chinese New Year's facts. Sorry, I just didn't. And so here is what I was going to say. Basically, it is Lunar New Year, it's Chinese New Year, it's also the Spring Festival. It's China's most important festival and celebration for families. They actually have a week of official public holiday for this. And its origins go back to around 3,500 years ago. The date is always determined by the lunar calendar. It falls on the second new moon after the winter solstice, which is December 21st. So that means that it could range anywhere between January 21st and February 20th. Which this year, it falls on January 22nd, the day before this, or a couple of days, a week after this video comes out, basically. So I wanted to get this video out beforehand. But it's popularly known as the Spring Festival in China, even though it falls in winter, because it starts from the beginning of spring, the first of the 24 turns in coordination with the changes of nature. So it marks the end of winter and the beginning of spring. It marks a new year on the lunar calendar, and it represents the desire for a new life. And there are a lot of urban myths and legends that go into this that you could explore into. And I highly recommend you look into it because it was actually really interesting getting to see all of the different stuff, including the Chinese zodiac and all of this other fun stuff. And when I teach Chinese New Year to my students, I do typically show some slides that I made. And no, I don't have these professionally done. Maybe I'll think about it for later. But it's just little stuff talking about the origins of how it came to be and some of the urban myths and legends, just so that they can experience that. And that's always a super fun time. And they love getting to see all that sort of stuff. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share 5 to 6 lessons or activities that you could do in your classroom with your students, not only at this time of year, but at other times of year. And I'm going to tell you all of the amazing people that gave me these ideas and link to all of their stuff under here, because I literally knew nothing until I was going to make this video. Okay, I knew a little something because I had done some of these before, but some are brand new. And there are some amazing educators that have done the work for you. So let's dive into it. The first one is none other than the fabulous Mr. DelGaudio. If you do not know him already, you need to go and look for him on YouTube. I will have his YouTube under here, and subscribe because he is a delight. His videos are so fun. They're so unique. They're so fresh, and my kids absolutely love him. And so he has one for a fan dance from China, and it's super fun. I made a bunch of paper fans last year for my students, and I still have them. They're all different colors. And they have 2 fans, and they're basically doing all different sorts of fan Chinese motions during the song. And he teaches you it step by step in this video, and it's always a hit. And I've done it with my 2nd and 3rd graders, and they seem to have a fun time with it. And so I'll probably do it again with them. But it's a fan dance. It's super easy because fan dances are a popular part of Chinese culture, and he does a great job walking you through it. So be sure to check out that video. The next one is a dragon dance that you can do, and I got this idea from Mariah at Home Sweet Music Home. I will post her Instagram down below. She posts lots of amazing like book lessons and music lessons and activities. I love her. She has such good stuff, and she has a bunch more stuff for Chinese New Year. I believe she is part Chinese because she has talked about celebrating these Lunar New Year's customs that she learned with her son. But do not quote me on that. Either way, she knows a lot more about this stuff than I do. So I would trust her because she is just fabulous. Anyway, the dragon dance, basically you can just take tablecloths. She typically takes red ones, and you put a bunch of your kids underneath it to like represent a dragon, literally, and they're just going around the classroom in this little dragon tablecloth thing. And then you can have some of your kids playing drums and cymbals to the steady beat with Lunar New Year music in the background. And so this is a fun way to do like a dragon parade of sorts with your students. And my kids thought this was like the funnest thing ever, and I'm definitely going to be bringing it back for next year. I will try to link to that specific Instagram post of hers, but if I can't, I'll just link to her Instagram and you can scroll to find Lunar New Year from last year. The next one is Song of the Dragon, which is a Chinese folk song, and I don't remember where I learned it. But basically, I'll sing the song first and then I'll tell you what book I pair it with and what I do with it. But basically the song goes like this. See the dragon come on 100 legs. He brings us all good cheer, him we do not fear. Long life and peace and joy in the bright new year. And I will link to Beth's Notes website so that you can get the music notation for this. But I learned this forever ago, and so what I will do is I used to pair this book with Tiki Tiki Tembo. But I have since learned that Tiki Tiki Tembo is actually not appropriate, and so we don't use that book anymore. And so instead, I use it with the book How to Catch a Dragon. I love that entire like How to Catch series. Like they have How to Catch a Leprechaun, How to Catch the Easter Bunny, How to Catch, I think like a Pumpkin Man or something like that. So they have How to Catch a Dragon. And so I'll use that with the students, and I give each student a ribbon streamer by their instrument because I'll do like different stuff for the barred instruments. But basically in the middle of the book, we will all get up and they'll have a ribbon streamer, and they make different little trains, kind of like the dragons. And they are just moving around the room to Lunar New Year music, and we are having a Chinese parade, Chinese dragon streamer parade in the middle, and they get to move their ribbons all around, and it's beautiful, and they're doing it to the music, and they're having such a fun time with it, and it is a great one with our students. And so I actually will have them sing this song as we're going around doing the parade. So they'll be moving their ribbons around going, see the dragon come on 1,000 legs. He brings us all good cheer, him we do not fear. Long life and peace and joy in the bright new year. And they have so much fun with this song. Like I was saying, my kids just love this sort of stuff. And so this one is always a hit as well. The next one is called Dim Sum for Everyone, and it is a lesson that I got online from teachingwithorf.com from Amy Peisner. I'm probably saying your name wrong, but I will link a link to this blog post underneath. But the song goes like this. Rolling carts with things to eat, little dinner, what a treat. Point and choose, that's how it's done. Dim sum for everyone. And so you can teach about dim sum. So basically there's a book called Dim Sum for Everyone. And it's a cute little book, and it teaches them all about dim sum and what it is and like all of that stuff, which I didn't know too much about it because I don't really go to fancy Chinese restaurants. Like the first time that I actually went to a restaurant that had like dim sum was like last month, and it was fan-freaking-tastic. But anyway, you read the book and you insert the song every 2 pages. You add the orchestration that is in this blog post. You can add non-pitched percussion too. And then you can have small groups create alternating 8-beat rhythms using these dim sum rhythm building brick cards that is also in this blog post, and you can make it a whole rondo form activity. And like I said, everything is in this blog post. Like she gives you all of the things that you need, and it is totally free, and she just teaches, and it allows you to teach your students about dim sum and some of the food and the customs and cultures that they do in China. So this is a really awesome lesson. I haven't actually gotten to do it yet with my students. I plan on doing it this year, but it looks too good to pass up, so I will link to the blog post under here. Then the next one, I don't have too much to give for you on this, but it is a popular Chinese folk song, and it is called Gong Xi. And there is actually a really great YouTube video that I will link to that teaches you and your students how to actually sing the song Gong Xi, and it shows like the different Chinese, why am I blanking? Calligraphy? No. Yes, the different Chinese calligraphy and notations and words for Gong Xi. And so if you want your students to actually be able to say it properly and have this fun little video to do it, then I highly recommend this video. I did this with my students last year in 4th and 5th grade. And they had a little bit of trouble, but the video was much more helpful than I am. And so I just put on the video because I am no Chinese native speaker and they do a lot better job than I do. But that is one if you want to introduce another folk song into your classroom and actually like with Chinese syllables and notation and all of that stuff. And then the last thing is not even a song. It's just literally you can get Chinese like New Year color by note and have them just listen to different Chinese Lunar New Year music if you want them to experience it. Or you can be doing coloring sheets with them. You can also be showing them, there's like YouTube videos that have like the origin of the Chinese zodiac with like year of the rooster and year of the bunny and stuff and like a race and all that, and that's a super fun thing to do with them. And my battery is going to die and that is a sad day. But those you could also just do coloring and listen by note and all of that. And with that, that is the end. That is the 6 different lessons that I have for you to celebrate Lunar New Year with your students. Like I said before, please make sure that you have a purpose for actually doing this with your students and make sure that you are using these at other times of the year. I have linked below to all of the amazing educators that gave me all of these ideas and their blog posts and their links and their Instagrams and all of that. So please give them a follow because they are worth the mention. And I would love for you to comment in the comments down below any other Lunar New Year activities that you have done that I have missed out on that I can add into my classroom. Further information and research you can do. I will link all of that underneath here. Be sure to stay tuned for next week's video. It has no theme. It is just a monthly or weekly vlog that I'm going to start doing once a month where I show you like what I'm doing in my classroom. I'm going to spend a week in the life of Rainy. So that is on the agenda for next week. And so with that, I will see you guys in a video next Monday. Bye!